on CBS 47.
Two families wait for a decision that will echo across Florida and the nation.
Jurors carefully consider the evidence. The deadly moment caught on tape.
The way the bullets hit Jordan Davis, Michael Dunn's jailhouse letter, and his story on the witness stand.
14 hours of waiting with just one question. Guilty or not guilty?
Action News at noon starts right now. Welcome. The jury in the Michael Dunn murder trial got back to work deliberating about 3 hours ago. We expect a verdict to come at any moment. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dawn Lopez.
And I'm Mike Bars. We're still waiting. First, let's get you caught up on the weather. That's certainly an issue outside right now. Sun is shining. The freeze warnings you woke up to has been lifted. Now we're in the 60s, low 60s. How long is this going to last? Let's toss it right over to meteorologist Ariel Nixon.
Beautiful to start your Valentine's Day. Not a cloud in the sky at Jacksonville Beach. In fact, saw some people out there earlier enjoying their Valentine's Day on the beach, maybe a romantic picnic. Right now we're at 60 degrees in Jacksonville, 60 on the south side. Still a few 50s, but starting to warm up. And temperatures really going to stay nice and pleasant through the day today. It's still February, so 60s are seasonal. 61 degrees by 1 p.m. as we head into 5 o'clock as you're leaving work. 62 degrees, and as you're heading out on the town with your sweetheart, temperatures dropping down into the 50s, so definitely going to need a jacket for your Valentine's date. Now, coming up in your first alert forecast, I'll let you know hour by hour what your temperatures will be this evening. We have a quickly approaching cold front. It's going to bring us a little bit of rain over the weekend. I'll track that hour by hour when the rain arrives and when the rain leaves, plus a warm up to come. You're definitely going to want to see this. Your first alert forecast is in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ariel. Well, today is day 3 of the jury working behind closed doors, deciding whether Michael Dunn is guilty or not in the murder of 17-year-old Jordan Davis. They've had requests and questions. Plus, just this morning, the judge made an order to ensure there's no eavesdropping during deliberations.
All right, we got breaking team coverage right now from every angle as we wait for this verdict, and we've been waiting. We have it covered from several different angles right there. Let's begin with Action News' Lindsay Gardner, live outside the Duval County Courthouse. Lindsay, it has been a fairly quiet day, very strange almost.
Very much so, Mike. We are rounding hour 14 of deliberations for this jury. You at home can keep up with the deliberation clock on the bottom right of your screen. Now, the only thing we've heard all day is not at all from the jury, but rather from Judge Healy when he cleared the courtroom first thing this morning at 9 a.m. Our Leslie Corsi was there for that. And Leslie, it's very clear that Judge Healy made this decision out of an abundance of caution.
That's right. Yesterday, he said that the gallery could wait inside the courtroom during deliberations. That's kind of unusual. It doesn't usually happen. But he did this basically just to be nice, just so these people would have some place to sit. This morning, when we reconvened at 9 a.m., he changed his mind. He reconsidered. He said there's some thin walls in the courtroom, and he was afraid that maybe some people in the jury room could hear what was happening outside in the gallery. Now, I've been waiting. The media room is another courtroom, and the walls are kind of thin. If someone uses the restroom in the jury room, I can hear it out in the gallery. So this was just an abundance of caution. There hasn't been any incident. Now, I've been inside the courtroom for the duration of this trial, every single second. All of us are on the edge of our seats right now. I've been watching the faces of the jury, and it's really hard to read them right now. It's hard to tell exactly what they're thinking, but just the fact that they're paying attention and they're asking questions kind of leads me to believe that they are taking this seriously, their decision seriously. A lot of times when there's a sequestered jury, there's a worry that they will rush to a decision, mainly because they just want to go home. It doesn't look like that's the case here. I'm going to head back upstairs and let you know as soon as something happens.
All right, Leslie, thank you. And yes, we are headed into the weekend, so a lot of people wondering, is this going to wrap up here today? But we really have no idea where the jury is stuck right now in their deliberations, if they're stuck at all. They haven't really given us an indication based on the questions they've been asking. We don't know right now, are they caught between a conviction and an acquittal, or possibly a lesser degree of guilt, maybe not premeditated first-degree murder, but are they considering second-degree murder all the way down to manslaughter? Now, the questions they've asked up until this point, Wednesday night, the jury asked to see the unedited 20-minute video from inside the Gate gas station. That was granted. They wanted to see the dummy that the prosecution used to kind of show the jury where Jordan Davis was shot. Now, that request was denied because that was demonstrative evidence evidence, and it wasn't entered into actual evidence. They also wanted an easel with some paper. The judge granted that request. He also gave them some more jury instructions they were asking for. And they also wanted to know the date of one of Michael Dunn's letters from jail. That was Exhibit 201. And now the date on that letter, we have since learned, is June 2013. So 7 months after that fatal shooting. Now, this is a verdict that's really a hurry up and wait situation, not only for the Jordan Davis family, Michael Dunn, the Dunn family, all of the attorneys involved, but the entire Jacksonville community. A lot of people are on pins and needles wanting to know what the jury is thinking right now, what are they going to decide, and what does this near 14-hour wait mean? We've seen protesters gather outside of the Duval County Courthouse. They've been building here over the last few days. A bit quieter today than on Thursday. Our Samuel King joins us live outside with the protesters and also taking a look at security. JSO very prepared in case this is an unpopular verdict. Samuel.
Indeed, Lindsay, you can see the security presence all around the courthouse. And within the past literally moment or so while you've been talking, the protesters who were out front of the courthouse actually marched around away from where we're standing. It was quiet, as you mentioned, for most of the morning. But within the hour, the new Black Panther Party arrived with their megaphones, just like they were here yesterday. And you could hear their rhetoric echoing all around downtown. And they were leading a chant of no justice, no peace right as we went on the air here. But then they started marching with their signs over toward where you are standing, actually, and sitting, Lindsay, over toward Media City, actually. For most of the morning, as I mentioned, it was quiet. The protesters here quietly making their presence known with their signs. JSO keeping a watchful eye as well in, around, and all around the courthouse. But the protesters tell me that they will be peaceful no matter what.
The people outrank the government, and this is why we're out here. We pay their salary, and we tell them what to do. And this is why we're out here, because we have to let the people know that cannot be out here, that we represent them.
And while we are seeing more protesters out here today, the folks out here say there's many people in this community who are really interested in what's going to happen with this case. Lindsay, let's send it back over to you.
All right, Samuel, thank you. And those protesters are gathered right now, right behind me, saying Michael Dunn did the crime. Michael Dunn should do the time. Of course, only the jury can make that decision right now. The Davis family been reacting here to the 12 days that this trial has gone on. Jordan's mother, Lucia McBath, sending out a tweet here this morning. She typically tweets every morning as she's headed here to the Duval County Courthouse. Today's tweet read, Day 12, giving thanks to God and all of those interceding for us. Grateful he is loving us through each of you, and grateful you stand in the gap. Our Lorena Inclan has been following the Davis family and the Dunn's family here throughout the course of this trial. And Lorena, it's very clear that no matter which way the jury goes, the Davis family would really like to see a resolution ahead of this Sunday, which would have been Jordan's 19th birthday.
Lindsay, that's exactly right. They're hoping for a resolution today going into day 3 of deliberations. Now, I did see John Phillips walk into the courtroom, the attorney for the Davis family, about 10:30 this morning. He was not accompanied by the Davis family. As far as the Dunn family, we did see Philip Dunn walk out of the courtroom with a police escort, but he did not want to answer any media questions. And the state actually just 5 minutes ago walked into the courthouse as well. Last night, we were able to catch up with both the Davis family and the Dunn family. Ron Davis and Lucia McBath both expressed having faith that justice will be served, and now going into another day, they're hopeful a verdict will be reached.
If we get the verdict that we want, I mean, his family is not going to smile. They're going to have tears in their eyes. So I'm going to be very respectful of that.
And we're just patiently waiting. We believe that justice will be served. And no matter what happens, we'll move forward.
My job is to demand justice.
Now, the Dunn family only had one message to everyone last night. They said, let the jury do their job. As far as the Davis family, as you just heard, they said they will respect the outcome either way. Reporting live from downtown Jacksonville, Lorena Inclan, CBS 47 Action News.
All right, Lorena, thank you. I want to give you a live look now at Ron Davis and the family attorney, John Phillips. We have a live look of them sitting here this noon. It looks like right there outside of the courthouse. So obviously we are on a lunch break right now as we all remain in this holding pattern to find out exactly what the jury is thinking in the Michael Dunn murder trial. Ahead in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to be joined by our legal analyst, Dale Carson. We're going to be breaking down what maybe 14 hours could mean. Could it mean a guilty verdict or could it mean an acquittal? well. I'll have that story for you coming up here shortly. For now, reporting from the Duval County Courthouse, I'm Lindsay Gardner. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Linz. Congresswoman Kareem Brown arrived at the Duval County Courthouse this morning. She brought the Davis family breakfast. She brought them donuts, and she tells us that she's here for the long haul, waiting for a verdict, but expressed concern about the lengthy deliberations.
I think the family is holding up very well. I have a concern that that the family can't go in during the deliberation, and I'm going to speak to the head judge about that. I don't understand why, when the jury have a question, the family should be able to go in and listen.
All right, here in the studio and in the field, of course, Action News crews are staying on verdict watch.
And we will bring you the jury's decision live right here on CBS 47 and our sister station, Fox 30. And if you're away from your television, you can watch the live stream at actionnewsjax.com and on the Action News app for your mobile device. And online, you'll also find a library of background stories and video from every day of the trial. We also have a document center there. Our live digital coverage includes tweets from inside the courtroom.
And we're in hour 14 right now. It certainly continues to drag on, so a lot of questions in the Michael Dunn verdict. Our legal expert will tell us, is this a long time to wait, or are jurors on a normal pace for this particular type of murder case?
And I'm meteorologist Ariel Nixon, watching a beautiful warm-up on the way. But first, a cold front to start your weekend. What that means as far as how much rain for your Saturday in your first alert forecast.
Today at 5, empty promises.
It's unacceptable.
Our nation's leaders vowed to give up their paychecks during the government shutdown.
It's so disingenuous.
Action News investigates. Today at 5 on CBS 47, Action News coverage you can count on.
CBS 47 Action News is all about coverage. Coverage of breaking news, major news, and important local stories. Count on CBS 47 Action News every day. Now that's coverage you can count on.
Your all-time favorite Amazing Race All-Star teams are back. Woo, baby! For another shot at the $1 million prize.
We're going back home with a pocket full of money.
For the most challenging. You did it! Exciting.
I'm not killing myself for nothing.
Amazing race ever. But one team might not make it to the starting line. The Amazing Race All-Stars premieres CBS Sunday, February 23rd.
Unclaimed freight notice this weekend at American Freight. Over 1,000 truckloads of living room furniture. 7-piece living room groups that include a sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 designer lamps. You get all 7 pieces from only $398 complete. Free layaway till tax refund. Same-day delivery. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight in Jacksonville. 2 super locations. 6024 103rd Street near Blanding Boulevard and 7380 Phillips Highway.
Excuse me, do your dentures come with a guarantee?
Guarantee? No.
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Mr. Stevens, your dentures are completely guaranteed.
Really?
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 Wow.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like guaranteeing your dentures or your money back. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
The king tried to comfort the queen, knowing that their daughter would sleep for 100 years.
You never know when someone in the family is going to get sick.
Breakfast!
So it's good to know there's Minute Clinic, the medical clinic in CVS Pharmacy. Our nurse practitioners provide quality care every day with no appointment necessary and most insurance accepted. Minute Clinic, the medical clinic in CVS Pharmacy, where Florida Blue is accepted.
This segment is brought to you by the Florida Lottery. What to Watch, brought to you by Ashley Furniture Home Stores.
We are giving you a live look from the Duval County Courthouse. We're still waiting for the jury to come back with its decision in the Michael Dunn murder trial. You're taking a look right now at Ron Davis, the father of Jordan Davis, the 17-year-old who was shot and killed. We'll have much more in just a moment.
No doubt he's sitting out there wondering what's going on as well. We now know the process the jurors will use when they finally reach a verdict. Now, first, they're going to notify the bailiff by hitting the buzzer in the jury room. The judge is then notified and court is reconvened. Now, that could take a little bit of time. Now, the foreperson will give the verdict to the bailiff. The bailiff delivers the verdict to the judge, and Judge Healy, who will then make sure all proper forms are intact, signed, and correct. The clerk then publishes the verdict. This trial is not just a local case, by the way. It's certainly gained national attention. And now, as we wait for the jury of 7 women and 5 men to decide Michael Dunn's fate, the question is, what's going on behind closed doors?
We want to go back out live now to Action News' Lindsay Gartner at the courthouse. And Lindsay, at this point, it is a waiting game, but we all have questions as we're waiting for the jury to come back with its decision. Does this seem like a long time?
Well, certainly that is what a lot of people are asking here this noon, Don. The trial known now nationally as the murder over loud music once again brings the nation's eyes to the Florida legal system. We've already been in the news here over the last few years with the Casey Anthony and George Zimmerman trial. So let's take a look. George Zimmerman's jury spent 16 and a half hours deliberating. They reached an acquittal at that point. Casey Anthony also acquitted after 10 hours and 40 minutes of deliberation. O.J. Simpson, by comparison, the jury there, they deliberated just 4 hours to acquit him. So I want to bring in now our legal analyst, defense attorney, former FBI agent Dale Carson, who's been with us the entire length of this trial. Dale, I've got to ask, with the high-profile nature of the Michael Dunn trial, is that another hurdle for the state to overcome, similar to Zimmerman or Casey Anthony, or is there no comparison?
I really don't think there's any comparison. This case is fairly straightforward. It's a self-defense claim by Michael Dunn. And Jordan Davis was obviously killed, so it's a murder case from the state's perspective. They both presented the evidence. I think everyone was aware going into this, the jurors, that it was an important case, and they are deliberating as long as it takes to get it right, to come up with a fair verdict in this case.
I've been checking social media, Dale, and a lot of people are asking via Twitter and our Facebook pages, are we looking at a hung jury?
You know, that's not really likely. They could hang on one count. They could hang on something related to the actual murder charge and actually convict on the other charges, but then that would simply be retried.
For everyone at home, what that means is they could find that they could hang on Michael Dunn's guilt, possibly, or innocence on Jordan Davis, but maybe find him guilty on attempted murder of his friends.
But it's, of course, really speculative. I think the jury panel is going through all of the evidence. There's quite a bit of evidence, and it's technical in some respects. And after they've done that, then they have to vote on it, and they have to look at every individual who is a victim here and determine whether or not Michael Dunn created a criminal offense against those individuals, and that takes time.
One last question here, Dale. In a CSI world, do we worry that the jury could be doing their own investigation where there may be any questions unanswered by the state as to how this crime may have occurred? We know they've asked to see the dummy. We know they've asked for the unedited video. Is that a possibility here?
Well, I think it is. And I think jurors are getting more sophisticated over the years, not like it was in the 40s and 50s and 60s. I mean, people have a working knowledge of how it all works. It's no longer the big mystery that it was when I was an FBI agent. People see these on shows all the time, and they expect a certain level of expertise from the state in presenting a case.
All right, Dale Carson, it is hour 14. We will wait and be here throughout the afternoon for everyone at home and every moment until a verdict is reached. Live from the Duval County Courthouse here this afternoon, I'm Lindsay Gardner, CBS 47 Action News.
And yes, Lindsay, Action News is on Verdict Watch. When jurors reach a verdict, we will, of course, bring it to you live right here on CBS 47 and our sister station, Fox 30, and at actionnewsjax.com, and also use your Action News mobile app.
Now, your first alert forecast, Jacksonville's most accurate.
Well, a beautiful Friday to finish off this work week. We have clear skies overhead. Your 5-swoop first alert Doppler HD is dry. It will stay that way through the rest of the day today. Really not even that many clouds in the sky as we head into the afternoon. We'll see a few passing clouds, but when we're really going to start to see those clouds increase is overnight tonight. This is ahead of a very fast-moving cold front. By 4:30 tomorrow morning, we are going to see some rain, mainly